Hey guys, welcome into the video. So in this video, I'm going to be going through the top 3 penny stocks that I plan to buy this month, which is August of 2020. So for this video, I try to focus on penny stocks that I haven't really talked about much on this channel before, because I do know that it does get really repetitive because I do like a lot of the same stocks over and over again. But before we get started, let's review what happened in last month's top 3 penny stocks video. So first of all, let's start out with a big L. So we took a big L on Ideanomics, ticker symbol IDEX. I'm sure a lot of you guys remember this one. Of course, Hindenburg Research wrecked this. I cut losses quickly, but still lost about 20% on my money. And we saw Ideanomics go from about $3 down to $1.50. So a very tough pick there, as Hindenburg destroyed the thesis that I had. So the next stock that I recommended last month was Lienlo Smart Limited, ticker symbol LLIT. So this one broke about even on the month. It was down about like 5% if you held from month to month, but it did have some spikes, it did have some drops. It was an up and down stock. Obviously, it was not the best pick. It could have been worse. It wasn't any fat L, but it wasn't a good pick either. Alright, so finally, my last stock that I recommended was actually the good one. I recommended Kronos, ticker symbol KNOS. It was about 7 to 8 cents when I recommended it. I'm not sure of the exact price, but I recommended Kronos. And since then, it is pretty much 5x to 500% since I made that video. So I think it's pretty fair to say that I broke even on my picks. I had one mid-level pick, not good, not bad. I had one horrible pick in Ideanomics, and I had one great pick in Kronos. So this month I'm gonna try to get 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3. We're gonna see how it goes. And just finishing the month over 5%, let's call that a win. So we review this in the month of September of my top 3 penny stocks and just see how I perform month to month. So in this video, I actually found 3 penny stocks that I'm very confident in for the month coming ahead. I'll be going through all my due diligence and all my theses behind this stock. So without further ado, let's get into my top 3 stocks of August 2020. Alright, so the first stock that I'm going to be talking about in this video is ACHV Life Sciences, ticker symbol ACHV. So ACHV Life Sciences is a biotech stock, and this stock has been super volatile lately, ranging in the past 5 days only from 40 cents to $1.20. It's currently trading for about 60 cents, and they just did a reverse merger. I'll be talking about it in the thesis, but pretty much what this means is 20 shares of ACHV Life Sciences will turn into 1 share. So you multiply the share price by 20, and that's your new price, and they're doing this so they can stay on the bigger markets and not go to OTC. So in this scenario, I'm expecting each share to be around $12, as we're using that 60-cent price range as of right now. So yeah, it should be pretty interesting to see how that plays out. But let's look into the business. So ACHV Life Sciences is a specialty pharmaceutical company committed to advancing cytosine, I'm just going to call it that because I'm not sure how to pronounce that, as a smoking cessation aid to address the global tobacco and nicotine addiction epidemic. So pretty much they're trying to stop smoking with this drug, and over the past 20 years it is estimated that over 20 million people have used this drug to help combat their nicotine addiction, and they have had some pretty good success with this one. And cytosine demonstrated quit rates at least as effective as varenicline, which is also called Chantix, which is a registered trademark of Pfizer. Pfizer owns it. And something crazy about this drug by Pfizer is Chantix brings in $3 billion per year. And this drug by ACHV Life Sciences is supposed to have less side effects and perform just as well, if not better, than Chantix. That is a huge opportunity, and if things can progress with this drug and they get approved by the FDA, the sky is the limit for this stock. So we can take a look at the financials on the right side. So mostly with penny stocks, when I'm playing these upside penny stocks that are high risk, high reward, I don't look at fundamentals too much, but I just make sure to look at fundamentals to make sure that I'm not super scared of what I see. So in this one, there's nothing that scares me. They have solid earnings, sales, book value, cash flow, so nothing horrible. Of course, it's not good just being a penny stock, but it's not bad, and that's pretty much all I care about when looking at these penny stocks. So let's look at something crazy for a second. ACHV Life Sciences price target and analyst ratings. So one analyst has a prediction of $10, the average is $6, and the low is $2. Now these price targets are before the reverse merger happens, so multiply that by 20 and that's the new price target. So the new high will be $200 if this analyst keeps the prediction. Now I'm not expecting these predictions to play out. I do think that is very unreasonable because what, $20 would be what, a 1,500% gain? So I do think that's pretty unreasonable, but I don't think $2 is unreasonable if you're willing to be patient. So the $2 price target is going to turn into $40 after this merger, and I can definitely see it hitting those levels at some point in its future. So a catalyst coming up is ACHV Life Sciences is announcing their second quarter 2020 financial results and host conference call and a webcast on August 6th of 2020. Now I am excited about this call. I'm excited to see what they say about the drug. Now of course I'm not expecting any big earnings beats or anything, but they are going to give good guidance I'm expecting and just have the potential to hype up investors, which I'm playing and am excited about. So this stock I was actually going into today holding about 35,000 shares. Today we saw a huge pop in the morning. I actually sold 30,000 shares up at 82 cents. It dropped back down after that. I'm currently holding 5,000 shares only. But my strategy on this one is I'm going to buy heavy when I believe that we hit the bottom. And I'm going to buy and hold through September when they announce their phase 3 trials for the drug. So I went through the SEC filing of the reverse split. As you can see on the screen, I underlined the important things. So it's pretty much just saying every 20 shares is going to turn into 1 share. Multiply each share price by 20. That's going to be your new share price. And there's going to be a reduced amount of shares. There's going to be 1/20th the amount of shares of what there used to be. So I was also going through their vaccine results and testing methods. So once again, this is saying that cytosine compared to Chantix, which is also called varenicline. Cytosine resulted in significantly fewer reported adverse events, so less side effects. And the Society for Research on Nicotine and Tobacco Europe has the annual meeting in September of 2020, which is what I'm very excited about. I believe that'll be a huge catalyst. And down at the bottom you can see it said it is at least as effective as varenicline, while offering also improved tolerability. So the fact that this drug is outperforming a $3 billion revenue bringing in drug, that is absolutely huge. Now ACHV Life Sciences is a tiny little company. If they can get a market share as big as that, if they can get this drug approved, things are going to be looking very, very big in the coming future. So for this stock, I don't have any specific price target, but I am holding for the upside. And I believe that there is huge upside down the line. Now you got to be patient with this stock because I do expect this stock to go down in the short term because the reverse split is going to scare a lot of investors off. We saw this trend with Aurora Cannabis, ticker symbol ACB, a big downtrend once the reverse merger happened, so be aware of this. But like I was saying, I'm going to be looking for the bottom. When I believe they hit support, they hit the bottom, I'll be a heavy buyer in this stock. Ticker symbol ACHV. So this next stock I'm going to be talking about is actually super interesting. I found some very interesting research on this one. I'm going to be showing you guys that. So this stock is Foresight Autonomous Holdings, ticker symbol FRSX. So this is an autonomous driving company. It designs, develops, and commercializes sensor systems for the automotive industry. And the solution supports a range of features such as automatic emergency braking, active cruise control, autopilot, collision avoidance system, lane keeping assist, traffic jam assist, and traffic sign recognition. So this company has also won a bunch of awards for their performance. So they have the Big Innovation Award, Gold Edison Award, CES Innovation Award, New Mobility, Lab 18 Startup Challenge. So also they have some strategic partners such as FLIR, such as LLIT Systems, and such as Cornest Technologies. So FLIR is the big one. You guys know that I'm a big fan of FLIR, and this is a marketing and distribution partnership from FLIR. So let's look at what they're trying to accomplish with this business. So the problem is in casualties. There's a high percentage of casualties among pedestrians and cyclists. So you can see the percentages of casualties. Israel is first with 42% from this, Lithuania 41%, Chile 38%, Japan 36%. And you can see the rest, these percentages are way too high, and autonomous driving would greatly fix this if they can get the right performance down and the right capabilities working. Now there's also a ton of risk with this, of course, if these sensors messed up, but I doubt they would go on the road with that 100% capability and 100% guarantee. So what I found on this company was a very interesting post on Reddit. So creds to user / I skipped face day for coming up with this due diligence. Some very impressive due diligence. So let's go through this guy's post. So this guy's thesis is Hawaii and FRSX are working together and having silent market penetration. So FRSX is in the technology and autonomous driving industry. They create software and physical hardware such as cameras and sensors for the use of larger car companies. They're also developing virus thermal sensors with pending patents. So who Hawaii is? Hawaii is one of the largest, most famous / infamous companies in the entire world. They are one of the original reasons why Chinese and US trade tensions ran so high, because they sparked controversy of stealing and copying intel from the US and posing as a foreign threat to the economy. They are a massive tech conglomerate with intense market share, more than Apple and China. Many of you have probably used one of their products. I'm 99% sure you guys know who Hawaii is. So like I was saying, his thesis is these two companies are working together. So there's a press release the other day that came out, and there was, quote, a multi-billion-dollar Chinese tech company working with them. So start with the basics. Any company that's not Chinese is out, and it can't be this company. Any company under 2 billion valuation is out. Any company not in the tech sector is out. Any company that doesn't operate on a global scale is out. Any company without an autonomous vehicle subdivision is out. So FRSX products were showcased and successfully demoed in Germany. They received an introductory order from a tier 1 German auto supplier involved in the 1 billion USD autonomous vehicle truck market. After researching, this guy found out this supplier is Veoneer, which supplies AV components for Volkswagen/Audi and a handful of other companies within Hawaii's AV plan. Hawaii's chief strategy architect, Dang Wishun, told the Financial Times that Hawaii will be providing autonomous power and components for Germany's Volkswagen, Audi, and China's GAC group, which will be Beijing New Energy Automobile and Chang'an Automobile. So due to current politics and long-lasting economic tension between the US and China, Hawaii is under serious trade restrictions from the US, but this is an Israeli corporation. 2 years ago, they were banned from the US to send a message to China. FRSX is an Israeli company, and if Hawaii wants to uphold their agreement to consistently provide AV components, they have limited option unless they want to start from the ground up. Additionally, just this week, US and China shut down each other's consulates in Houston and Chengdu out of spite. Yeah, not a good look for their political friendship, but potentially great for FRSX. So the partnership with FLIR is a marketing and distribution partnership. This is to market the same camera that was ordered from supposed Hawaii and Veoneer. This benefits FRSX to the most as FLIR's blue chip status helps put the quad side cameras in a stronger spotlight. FLIR already holds AV connections to Volkswagen, Audi, Mercedes, and BMW and works in autonomous vehicles. They are partnered with Veoneer as well, the company who ordered right before Hawaii. So NIO and Tencent have partnered with Mobileye as their camera technology instead of FRSX, therefore eliminating Tencent as the other huge Chinese company. Tencent currently owns over $2.5 billion in NIO. The two giants, Huawei and Tencent, have worked together before on different tech projects, but this one is now a competition. So after using the parameters provided by FRSX, the list was narrowed down to a handful of companies, all strong contenders due to the fact that they had to be a multi-billion-dollar tech company to begin with. The search for elevating factors such as citations of German/Chinese/Hawaii/FRSX AV Ventures helped us paint a roadmap of the connection between the companies in the AV sector. So what do these orders mean? FRSX has several orders from AV Ventures who are trying to gather and test the components for their future autonomous driving ventures. Their partnership with FLIR, direct orders from tier 1 supplier Veoneer, and a company that fits the parameters of Hawaii signifies potential penetration into this market, which is all hype traders care about, which is potential. This is going to take time developing. We gotta be patient with this. They also have earnings in 2 weeks for those who love an earnings swing. Their virus pending patents also deserve their own separate speech, but this is where the money is for a shot at true relevancy. So it looks imminent that the deal with Hawaii will be announced. This is absolutely huge for the company as they're working with a Chinese tech giant, one of the absolute biggest companies in the entire world. I believe when this news gets publicized, now a lot of people have seen this article, this is going around Twitter and everything, but it has not been publicized to the general public. Now I believe when this is publicized, if they get their patents approved for their thermal imaging cameras, this company could go a long ways, and I really do like the business model and what they're doing and the technology that they have. So I couldn't find much financial information, but there was the balance sheet available. So they have $6.89 million in total cash, just $1.31 million in total debt. So very solid cash to debt ratio. Of course, they're not profitable or anything like that, and they're not going to be hit super hard because of their fundamental situation. They're doing very well right now. So that's my take on FRSX. I see really big things in the future, and this is one of my top 3 stocks that I'm buying in the month of August 2020. So the final stock that I'm going to be talking about in this video may just be my favorite. This is Hawkeye Systems, ticker symbol HWKE. I've been a heavy buyer for the past 2 days, and I'm actually up huge already as we are up over 27% today and 35% plus in total. I'm a huge fan of this company and the opportunity ahead as they're in a bunch of sectors who are benefiting greatly right now. So let's look into the business and what they do as a company. So Hawkeye Systems Incorporated is a technology holding company with a focus on pandemic management, products, and services. The company is committed to leveraging its extensive resources in support of its ongoing mission. Hawkeye Systems sources and distributes PPE and other pandemic management supplies to enterprise level customers and government agencies. The company also looks to license and acquire technology that improves life and works with partners to develop cutting-edge smart products for a variety of markets. So the PPE that this company has, so they have the N95 masks, 3-ply masks, gloves, gowns, and hand sanitizer. So there's also smart AI-enabled camera systems with body-worn configuration, with features including camera sensors and optics which provide 200-degree and 110-degree field of view, high-resolution at 4K streaming, all enabled real-time data processing notification, Tier 1 federal RLS and ARNS security, live simulcast and push to video and talk via 5G network, and push notification and live view on the geolocation to nearby patrol view. So looking at the cameras, there's AI enabled features, GPS measuring 3D position of latitude, longitude, and altitude of the camera, air quality, low light imaging, ambient and body temperatures, and a couple others as you can see. So Hawkeye versus the industry benchmarks, you can take a look at this. Hawkeye pretty much beats out the industry benchmark. Hawkeye pretty much beats the industry benchmark on pretty much every single feature. Great product. So you can see the in-depth architecture of this camera. There's multi-audio, live stream, environmental rating, storage and archive, AI embedded, positioning, communication, emergency alarm, and multi-cam sensor. So Hawkeye also has this AXA camera systems. This camera system is for capturing 360-degree images and video with 3D depth. The precise spacing and positioning of cameras. This is a game changer, as they can see all around. This is a great product. If you can look at the results, look up a YouTube video of this. It's very impressive. So you can see some of the uses for this 360-degree camera. It looks very cool. It is used in the military. Also is used in the Air Force and on these airplanes. You can see what this camera is used for. It is very interesting, especially if you go watch some videos on this. So Hawkeye is also used in law enforcement and police forces using tactical gear. So there's the thermal imaging body camera, very impressive, as it can do everything that I've been talking about. Provides the opportunity to view audiences or live stream the camera. So that is very interesting. It has the post arrest or detention. This camera creates the ability to demonstrate threats that were present for third-party influencers that are currently not available in the traditional field of view camera. So it has a wider view than usual. This is a great product, as police officers will like this, as it shows more of their full point of view and not just straight ahead what the regular body cameras do. So just a great overall product. So Hawkeye has this light field imaging systems, and they also use this in education and training simulations, just using this technology to train nurses, practice on surgeries, and everything like that. There's also manufacturing quality control, as they can use this 360-degree camera to pretty much measure out everything they need to. And there's also inspection and authentication of physical goods. As you can see, it has depth mapping, unique 3D point of view, so you can tell which one of these is a fraud and which one isn't a fraud. This company also has artificial intelligence. It's a play on AI. It has smart factories, predictive analytics, machine vision, industry 4.0 revolution, Internet of Things, image recognition, intelligent decision making, automation, and deep learning. So as you can see, this company is a play on pretty much everything. We got the thermal imaging, we got the body cameras, we got the PPE to defend from the virus. There's just so many plays for this. There's so many catalysts coming up. Let's look at some of the recent press releases that we got from this company. So recently, we got Hawkeye Systems announcing partnership with the Met for exclusive rights to American-made N95 protective masks. And also the next press release that came out was Hawkeye Systems and Icon Supplies form joint venture to develop, market, and sell personal PPE. So they're working with another company for full PPE. So the last press release I'm going to talk about is what happened on June 8th. Hawkeye Systems announced the letter of intent with Jealous Devil to distribute FDA-approved hand sanitizer, just another supporting factor on their PPE, on their play against preventing the virus. So there's just so many factors going into this company. There's so many upcoming catalysts, and I believe that they're absolutely going to destroy earnings coming up. Everything this company does is pretty much benefiting right now. We got the body cameras. Of course, the police are needing that right now. We know the situation going on with the riots and everything like that. We got the PPE. PPE is being used everywhere, selling out every year. We got the PPE. PPE is being used everywhere, non-stop. And finally, we got the AI that they're working on and the thermal imaging. Things are just looking very good for this company. I believe they're going to blow expectations out of the water, and we're on the uptrend, and I think we're going to keep this momentum going. I can see $1.50 in the near future. So guys, those are my top 3 penny stocks that I'm buying in the month of August 2020. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not advising you to buy these. I'm just letting you guys know my theses behind my personal trades. Make sure to always do your own research, always do your own diligence. Always have a plan going into trading before you make a position. I get so many people asking me every single day, when should I sell blank stock? I have a thesis behind every single trade, and my thesis change day by day. So one day, I may be thinking I'm going to hold this for a week. The next day, I may cut losses if things aren't going well. If my thesis has changed, if news has come out to scare me off. My strategy with investing is to take profits a little bit early and to cut losses way early. So if I see losses that are coming in, if I want to avoid those losses, I cut losses immediately. I may cut losses the same day that I buy if a news came out already. I just have a method behind my penny stock trading. You should not buy and hold penny stocks unless you're super confident. So for example, I was super confident in the Coronas play. I've held that one for the longest time. I was also super confident in the Ideanomics trade, ticker symbol IDEX. So when the news came out on Hindenburg, I saw investors fleeing from this. My trade was the hype and the social research hype. So I saw investors fleeing and I cut losses down like 20%. Now if I held on, I would have been down 50%. So I cut losses early, even though my thesis was super strong at Ideanomics. As you guys know, I was super excited for Ideanomics, and then I cut losses super early and everybody was super surprised. And the reason is I cut losses super quickly as an investor. When you're trading penny stocks, you cannot trust these companies long term. Some of these companies can be fraud. You just don't know if they're faking numbers. There's so many things going on with penny stocks. The reason that a lot of these companies are trading for pennies on the dollar is because they deserve to be trading for pennies on the dollar. So always be aware of that. Before every investment / trade that I make, I know when buying, if news comes out, I think about every single situation. I think about every potential news that could come out, every potential FDA approval, every potential catalyst that comes out. I think about what I'm going to do. I think about if I'm going to take profits quickly. I think about if I'm going to cut losses quickly. So you just got to be aware of every single trade, guys. Always do your own research. Always be aware of the company, what they do, and the news that could potentially come out, because you don't want to be bag holding and just waiting for news that has no chance of coming. You always got to know what's coming, and you always got to know what stocks you're holding in your portfolio. So I just had to get that out of the way. If you're interested in joining the private stock group, the link is down below. I send portfolio updates every day. I also send messages every time I buy and sell a stock immediately afterwards. And the best thing about the group is the due diligence that everybody does. Everybody researches, everybody helps each other out, everybody just tries to make money together. It's a great platform. If you're interested, the link is down below. Should be the first link in the description. If you want to get 2 free stocks on Webull, one valued from $12 to $1,400, the link is down below as well. You can get $5 free on Acorn Investing. You can also get 1 free stock on Robinhood. So if you're interested in those, I am affiliated with those, but it would be greatly appreciated. It definitely helps the channel out, so thank you guys for the support. And leave me a like, subscribe, leave me a comment of what stocks you're buying this upcoming month, and I'll give you my thoughts down below. So thank you guys so much for all the support. I really appreciate you guys watching the video, and let's get rich.